So I kind of keep my labeling system fairly simple, as you can see. First, right off the top, N64. Oh. Next up, Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. This is one of my original controllers. Another NES controller. Black Game Boy. In really good shape, that's why I put it in the Ziploc bag. Kind of boring. Nintendo RF switch. Got this cool Game Boy Advance case. More pockets than you'd ever need. Oh, yeah. There you go. Missing the battery cover, I guess. Another Game Boy Advance. I got that one from a thrift store for $5. I got this neat holder. Beloved Game Boy fanny pack. I don't really wear it out in public. I know some people would. There's a cool Game Boy Color in there. I replaced the pads inside that because they were a little mushy. And another NES controller. Another NES controller. Another Game Boy Advance. Well, yeah, another Game Boy Advance case. Before I ever got into video game collecting, my wife and I were going yard sailing, and that was $1. Of course, just had to pick it up for $1. An e-reader, a Game Boy power pack. I tried charging it. It doesn't charge or anything. Guess what? Another RF switch. Even if you have a CRT, it's best to use the AV cables for that rather than using these. I mean, they work, but that's about it. I should count all these and see how many I have. That's 7 so far. Oh, and this came on that last Game Boy I showed you, that atomic purple one. I struggled to get that off. It was just, I don't know if it was pop or what, but goop just caked on that. And here's a light for Game Boy Advance, and as I don't recall that working. Wii remote, Wii AV cables, Wii motion sensor cradle, Wii Sports, Wii Play, Wii Operations Manual, and a Wii. Our older, this is our family Wii, the one that my family had and used. More cables, a Wii vertical mount, a box in a box. Aha! It's kind of my N64 controller parts box. Jumper pack. It works, but why would I use it? So most of these have been cleaned or whatever, and this, well, actually it sticks pretty tight on that one. I'm not going to untangle those. This one, yeah, it's pretty nasty. The aftermarket sticks, they suck. There's a parts controller. Then you get a wobbly stick. I believe that is messed up. Doesn't work. It's miscellaneous screws. And I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way. couple interesting things left. Starting to get to the bottom of the box. And this will be a hint. Got an OEM NES adapter, OEM controller, got an NES. Used to be clean. And I put these Post-its on them to remind myself of what they are, where I got them from. My first NES, one of the controller ports sometimes wonky. Pins have been modified, which means I bent the original pins out a little bit. So you put the cartridge in, you don't have to push it down, and it makes a much better connection. Cut the post off the lockout chip. And clear image. I started keeping track of which ones have a little bit of maybe jail bars or nasty images. But yeah, that's my childhood NES. I got when I was about 7 or 8. But of course, over time it started to act up, and everyone thought you blow in the games, and that's gonna do the trick. There's the zapper. I'm sure it still works, but that's the zapper I got with that NES many moons ago. And something completely different. Wii component cables. And another NES. So this one it looks way better cosmetically. It's all just nice gray. I haven't even done a deep clean on it yet. I just wanted to kind of preserve it. But yeah, I wrote that it's a $100 bundle NES. I bought this box of consoles and random games for $100. It was a great deal because it was worth way more than that. And there were 2 NESs in that bundle. I ended up selling one for $60, so I clean them up and refurbish them, and I don't try to make tons of money, but I just try to make back some of it. Didn't touch the pins in this one. You gotta actually push the tray down for this one to work. And the lockout chip is completely stock. It won't play Famicom games. But it doesn't need to, because it's sitting in there, just being preserved. That's it. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. A couple NESs and a N64, some Game Boys. Mostly stuff just kind of overflow. I just keep it just so it stays preserved. Well, thanks for watching. Have a great day.